Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to set up your print options for printing a workbook or a worksheet or a specific range of data. Being able to work with your print options in Excel is an essential skill. And sadly, it's one that a lot of people really struggle with. Now, I've opened up the Learning Files Workbook and I'm clicked on the first semester grades tab. So I'm just going to go to File and Print to see what my default settings are for this worksheet. Now, if I look at the bottom here, it shows me that this worksheet is going to print on 3 pages. This is page 1 of 3. This is page 2, and this is page 3. So this is a disaster. Nobody would ever want to print a worksheet that looks like this. So this is an instance when I would want to use my page setup tools to adjust my print options. So your page setup tools are right here. There's a link underneath your print options. If you click on that, it opens up the page setup window. And it's organized in 4 different tabs: page, margins, header, footer, and sheet. So I'm going to go through them one by one. So on the page tab, I can adjust my orientation, which determines how the print is going to sit on the page. Portrait is vertical, landscape is horizontal. So for this particular worksheet, I think landscape is a better choice. In the scaling area, I can adjust my font size so that my worksheet will print to however many pages I specify. In this case, I'd like to fit it to 1 page. And then I have my default paper size and print quality. I'm going to click on margins. Here I have tools for adjusting my top, bottom, left, right, header, and footer margins. I also have the option to center my print horizontally or vertically on the page. And as I select my options, I can see a preview in the middle of the screen. I'm going to continue on to the header and footer options. Now, a header is additional information that you can print at the top of a page. And a footer is additional information that you can print on the bottom of the page. I'm going to print a custom footer in the center section that says my name. Now, if I also wanted to add things like page numbers or sheet tab name or date, I could use any of these icons. I'm going to click OK. And on the 4th tab, I have my sheet tab options. I'm going to choose grid lines. I just want to point out that you can also print any comments and notes that are on the page. I don't have any on this particular worksheet, but if I did, these are my options for displaying them in print. So I'm going to hit OK to see my print preview, and I can see this is much nicer than when we originally started. Okay, at this point, I also want to point out your options for printing the entire workbook. So if you choose print entire workbook, now you'll see I have 32 pages. Okay, and the only page that I adjusted my print options for are the first semester grades page. So if I navigate there, you'll see that's the only one that's set up to print appropriately. Okay, all the others are crazy. So if you have a workbook with multiple worksheets in it, like I do, you have to adjust your print options per sheet. Okay, I'm just going to navigate back and I'm going to go to a different worksheet. This time I'm going to open up the auto inventory. And I'm just going to go to File and Print to see what my print options look like. and I'm going to change it to active sheet. Okay, so here it is. It looks like this is going to print on 6 pages, and it's a mess. Okay, none of this is good. So again, I would either want to adjust my page setup options, or I can select a specific range of this worksheet to print by setting my print area. So let's say I only wanted to print the data from A25 down through I52. I only want to print this data. If I go to my page layout tab and click the print area drop arrow, I can choose set print area. Now, when I go to file and print, only that range of data is going to print, but I still have a mess. Okay, this is printing on 3 pages, and I have no idea what my column headings are because I can't see them. So I can fix that. First of all, I'm going to click on page setup, and I'm going to fit this to 1 page. I'm going to landscape it, and I'll set my margins horizontally and vertically. And let's see what I've got. Okay, that's much better, but I still don't have my column headings. I don't know what these categories of data are. To set my column headings to print at the top of each page, I would go back to my page layout, and I have this print titles option right here. If I click on that, that opens me up to the page setup window, and I'm on the sheet tab. And now I have access to this print titles group. Now I'm going to utilize rows to repeat at top because I want to see my row 1 and row 2 data at the top of every printed page. So to use that, I click on this up arrow, my window changes, and here I need to tell it which rows I want to see. So I want to see row 1 and row 2. I've selected them. I click OK. They're selected here. Now, if I also wanted to see specific columns to repeat at the left-hand side of each printed page, I would do the same thing. I'd click the up arrow, and this time I'd select my column letters for whatever columns I want to see on the left. But that wouldn't be appropriate for this sheet, so I'm not going to do it. Now let's take a look at my print preview. Now I've got my column headings. Okay, so that's a lot better. Now let's say I've set my print options. I've printed this page by hitting the print button, and I want to set different print options. Okay, a different print area. I can clear my print area by clicking the print area drop arrow and choosing clear print area. And then I'm good to go. I can just choose another range of data that I want to print and then set my print area again.